All right, welcome everybody to Ask Hypnotica. I have a question coming out of Ohio from Patrick. And Patrick says, are you still taking questions? Obviously, I am. So, you're in luck. And if so, what would you say are a man's peak years interacting with women, if there is such a thing as a peak? And how does this affect his interactions with women? Well, the first thing I want to say is there's not a peak time to be interacting with women. You could be interacting with women at any time. I know guys that are 70, 80. I don't know too many that are 90, but I do know those guys that are in 70s and 80s, and they interact with women all the time. I'm wondering if you're asking me more about sexually or just interacting with women, because you can interact with a woman at any age, either way. All right, there is no limit. The point that I'm trying to make here is you set your own limits and your boundaries. I know guys that are 74 that are dating 24-year-old women. Why? Because of the fact that they choose to do that. They go out there and they find something that's going to be working with them. And no, these aren't millionaire guys that are buying it. These are guys that are solid men who have educated themselves, that it's a bonus to be around. They're quality men. And you know what? Women of any age, vice versa, can find someone that they connect with. If you connect with a person on a spiritual level or an emotional level or an intellectual level, then it doesn't really matter. There is no limit. So I want you to think about that, because there's many men out there right now that are living exactly the way they want to, with heaps of women all around them. And I know a lot of them personally. So I think it's a good thing to realize, because there is no box. Humans developed this concept of out of the box or in the box. There is no box. The box is basically whatever it is you want to create. And that box can be 20 miles long. That box can be real tiny. And I know a lot of guys that think with a real tiny little box. All right. And I know a lot of guys that think about being inside a real tiny box, if you know what I mean. Anyways, the point is, where's that peak moment? The peak moment is the moment that you choose. And the way you choose that is you get active, you get out there, you meet people. There is no age limit to that. I know guys, like I said, that do yoga classes that are surrounded by women, and they interact with women, and they're in a good position because they're the only guy in the yoga class. So when you think about these peak moments of like hanging out with women, you also have to remember that women do like to hang out with quality men. And when I say quality, what does quality mean? Well, quality to me means that you're educated, and you can absolutely self-educate yourself, okay? You have a good range of behaviors that you like to do. You're funny, you care about yourself, you work out. These are all traits that women like, and you have experience. If you don't do anything and you're playing Xbox and you're just sitting around and you're eating fast food, women probably are not going to want to hang around you, because you know what? A, you're not exciting, you don't stimulate their mind, you probably don't know how to stimulate their body, and you just don't have a high level of living. And that's not, listen, this isn't a bad thing. This isn't a judgment call about that. This is just reality in what women want. And if you don't want anything for yourself, and that's cool, hey, 2 thumbs up to you, man. Live the life you want. But if you are secretly thinking, oh man, I want these women and stuff like this, and you're not putting in the work, well, then you know what? You're not going to get the result. Now let's answer this question that you said, how does a man's age affect his interactions with women? Well, it doesn't really matter, in my opinion. If he's timeless, if he's jubilant, if he's amazing, if he's happy, if he's positive, if he's outgoing, if he's educated, if he's intellectual, if he's emotionally advanced, if he's spiritually advanced, then these are qualities that women would like to hang around. Because why not? Who wouldn't want to hang around with it? I'll hang out with a 90-year-old lady who's just fun, who's got a good set of wits about her and likes to do things. It doesn't matter. There is no box, all right? Get out of that box thinking thing, all right? And start thinking to yourself like, hey, what is the kind of quality of person that I want to hang around with? And you can find them anywhere. I'm about to hang out with a lady who's like 60 years old because she's just cool. So when you get the stereotype about, okay, at a certain age you got to interact with women here, and then you got to at this age you got to interact with only a certain amount of people here, and you at this age you better not hang around these kind of people, because it'll show that you're not cool or whatever it is. Okay, that's lower thinking. All right, and you also have to think that a woman will want to hang out with a man that's a little bit older if he has developed himself. Young women, trust me, I know a lot of young women love to hang out with older men because they're more experienced. They have more worldly knowledge. They have more zest for life. They have more money for the most part. Not saying money is it, okay? But at that level, if you have educated yourself and you're on your path and you're on your destiny and you've done what you probably should have done, then you're going to be living a great life, okay? There's lots of ways that people get off their path, and there's lots of ways that people stay on their path, stay on the path, basically. All right. Now, if you're talking sexually, at what age does it reflect? Okay, it's pretty much most men at my age, I'm 44, basically agree that, hey, there's no time like when you were 15, 16, 17, where that raw sexual energy is just potent. All right. And that's when we're just young, dumb, and full of cum. And women, it's kind of the vice versa a little bit. And as you mature, men really should get a lot more specific about what it is they want. Because if they're connecting with a woman and they're open and they've raised their own bar about what to and who to hang out with, they're going to notice that they just basically create what they want to create. And they appreciate their time better. Bottom line is, women want to hang out with men who have substance. And that's up to you. Do you have substance? Well, guess what? You can absolutely develop it. Developing your substance is a great thing. It means that you're investing back into yourself. When you invest back in yourself, and you're not being selfish, but you're being selfless, women are going to pick that up and they're going to want to hang around you. And you know what? If you've done your part and you've studied and you've become specialized in a certain area and you're healthy and you got a good disposition and you're positive, you're going to create the life you want. Absolutely. Stick to your goals. Go for it. Women want to be around that. People want to be around other people like that. And when you do that consistently over time, then the spectrum's opened up for you. It's whatever you want to create. And just be healthy, though. That's the thing. It's the energy. It's the energy that really makes the difference and your zest for life. So think about this as well. Why do women hang out with older men? Well, they hang out with them because they're able to reflect to themselves about what kind of man is this, like over time. If you haven't done anything and you've sat there and you've just dicked your life around and you haven't really, manned up and taken responsibility into manhood and going after your dreams or creating your own dreams or forging your own reality, any of the above, then, they're going to think to themselves, is this really a good idea? Because this guy's kind of maybe just like a taker or selfish or just cares about his own thing. However, when they see that you're worldly, that you're, like I said, educated, that you're giving, that you're selfless, and you can have fun, and you've kind of figured life out, those are the type of women that are going to want to hang around you. And it's a good thing. I've surrounded myself with women my entire life. I like women. I think women are great. And I know that there's a lot of really good women, and there's a lot of really, mediocre women. So the level is, what is it you want? Think about that. How do you want to live? Okay, how do you want to define for yourself what your peak moments are? That's a very strong thing. Your peak moments are when you choose to have peak moments, because you're going to get out there and you're going to do exactly what it takes to make that reality happen. So just remember, you create your own reality. You forge your own destiny. You're the man. You're the guy who gets to go out there and live his life the way you want to live it. You better guarantee that to me. Hypnotica, out.